the moderator for tonight. And I just told her she's my summer, you guys too, and I just invited her. So she's gonna figure it out. Dr. Rabbi Tu, Rabiatu Berry is an assistant professor of family science at the University of Maryland, College Park, and in intervention science, training as a child psychologist specializing in childhood trauma. Her research and work explore Black adolescent identity development at the intersection of generational socialization, trauma, and family systems. We want to thank her for taking her time out to come this evening to moderate, and she's going to introduce our panelists for tonight.
Thank everyone for coming out this evening and long days at work and still came out in here. So we're going to try to pack in great information. We have wonderful experts here with us, and I'm just going to introduce them really quickly. And so I say your name, just all right. Dr. Erin Hall. Dr. Erin C. Hall is a trauma surgeon, surgical interventionist, and associate professor of surgery at Georgetown University School of Medicine. She serves as the medical director of the MedStar Washington Hospital Center Community Violence Intervention Program and represents the DC Violent Fatalities Review Committee. Her research focuses on patient-centered long-term outcomes for survivors of violent injury, hospital-based violence intervention programs, and intersection of healthcare, legal services, and law enforcement. Jennifer Corbett. Jennifer Corbett is the director of the Anne Arundel County Crisis Response System, where she leads collaborations with local police, fire, health, and school departments. A trained instructor in both mental health first aid and critical incident stress management, she helps certify all county police in mental health first aid and co-develop their peer support team. She holds a master's degree in social work from the University of Maryland. And we have Randy Curtis. Randy Curtis Jr. is a business owner and community leader who's driven grassroots work nationwide since 2008. Currently strengthening Anne Arundel County, Maryland through resident-driven models, he serves as a program manager for both MANA, the Violence Interruption Initiative, and Bridge to Brilliance, a youth-focused partnership with the Department of Juvenile Services. His work centers on empowering residents in restoring families and creating community-led solutions. And last but not least, we have our wonderful community representative, Tyreek Powell. We appreciate you being here and sharing with us. So, again, good afternoon, everyone. Good evening, welcome. We're here to talk about the topic that impacts so many of us. So, the theme for today is different roles, one goal. Reminds us that no single person creates safety among all of us. And so our panel today brings together wonderful expertise from individuals with different experiences and perspectives. Some have lived through direct impacts of violence, others work very closely to support survivors, interrupt cycles of harm, and create opportunity towards healing. So thank you all for being here again. So we have some really great questions, but there's kind of all of them. So in the interest of time, we're going to direct questions that you can specifically, and just ask you to keep your answer to no more than 2 minutes. Smart people sometimes can tell us everything we know, and so we seem to squeeze everything you know into a short answer. And I'm actually gonna kind of drop to the part because the good part was at the end and we can rush. So I'm gonna skip to the end. I'm actually gonna ask Tyreek to start us off because oftentimes this is framed as a youth issue, but then the youth aren't around to give their response, and I want them to be able to share with us first. So, and you don't have to, you can think for a second. What do young people, you, your peers, wish adults, leaders, and systems understood better about your realities in your life day to day? So, basically, what do you and your peers and other young people want adults, think in charge systems to know about what your lives are like and what your face, what realities you actually face, and what you just want the adults to know about you? So what are some things you hear or adults say about you all that you want to correct? Like some of the what are things that you hear people say about Gen Z, our kids today, these kids, those kids, these kids, these kids? What are some things that you hear adults say that you wish they knew that they actually treat the real? Thank you so much. So pushing back on first, he said, talk to them, get to know them, let them introduce themselves, not make assumptions about them, learn about who they are, where they came from, the things that they're facing from their own perspective. So it's, treat them like humans, right? Like treat them, people want to treat people, not seeing listening assumptions about us. The kids just want that same, therefore that same opportunity to be themselves and show that they are more than how they're perceived and demonstrate the media and other places. So my question then for the panel is, particularly Brady, I'll start with you. What strategies have you seen work best with engaging youth who are at risk?
That strategy, but I've seen it's just.
Yeah, you
Not really.
It's got a pretty loud voice though. You still hear him.
To me, the best strategies approaching. Oh. There you go. So the best, y'all can hear me good. So the best strategies that I feel like we can take, obviously is self-explanatory. It comes from CDG. It's just like you got to be credible. You cannot be a hypocrite in this work. They can find out quickly. You got to be you. If that's me, if you're a geek, then be a geek. If you're a golf, be a golf. If you come from a certain environment, the streets or whatever, then be that. But the only thing that we're trying to do is just change what normally happens in our communities, because violence shouldn't be normal. It should be viewed as happening. You know what I'm saying? So the ego is a part of everyone's nature, but you just got to be you. You got to be honest. You got to be credible, and you can't be scared. Like my man Tyreek said, like you can't be scared approaching them. They can sniff that out. Then you're performing for them instead of just being genuinely you. So that's one of the greatest approaches you can have. So, it's hot, so you know what I'm saying?
appreciate it. And in that vein, Jennifer, you could tell us a little. Jennifer, can you tell us a little bit about where do you see the biggest disconnects between systems and?
I'll get back to what he said. I train police all the time. I'm down trying to explain how they can be better at community policing and not coming in hot and talk to somebody, not at them. And we're all kind of famous for doing that with our youth. We think we know better than they do, and actually they have a lot to teach us. And so I spend a lot of time teaching, really, not just officers, but the community in general, because as a social worker, I'm still not going to know all the answers to help. I'm there to listen and to really figure out what do they need. There was something said earlier from the guest speaker that really hit home to me, because I use this a lot when I talk to officers as well. Not what's wrong with you, but what happened to you. all of these ways of approaching our youth allow the person who is struggling to tell us how we can be helpful. And I think that if we can start really allowing that to be the purpose, then we're gonna see a lot of changes in the way that we can be helpful in our communities. And so for me, I'm on that back end of what the guest speaker said as well. I'm reacting to the situations. I'm coming in when the trauma's already happened. And I love seeing this today because it really is more about prevention and how we can be supportive. And that's what I tell you all the time. Stop rolling into neighborhoods when something bad is happening. Start rolling in there and getting to know the community. And then these things aren't happening, and then we can be a support. So we spend a lot of time trying to educate on that piece. And I think that's where the change needs to happen. Long way to go.
Yeah, we have a long way to go, but there are, things that are happening through partnerships and others like some engagement and organizations that are there coupled with kind of some of the hospital-based prevention program like that. This leads to my question for you, Dr. Hall. So what does effective partnership between community organizations, anti-corruption programs, crisis responders, and public health practice look like in practice? And how does kind of street level violence interruption differ from hospital-based prevention? And how does successfully get off cases too?
Yeah, I think it's so interesting because in my experience, it's oftentimes the most successful partnerships come from that same bedrock of curiosity, generosity, really wanting to live in each other's shoes, both as organizations and people. So I think there is a distinct flavor between hospital-based violence intervention programs, which are really meet survivors of violence in that moment of urgency, of acuity. They're about forming more rapport between the treatment teams, and then really wrapping resources around that survivor, trying to identify what are the risk factors for future violence. What are the preventative factors that you already have in your life? The strengths, how can we emphasize that? And so it's really that sort of work. Well, I think more community level interruption work is a different flavor of work. And it's not, I think that when we compare or we try to claim each other's work, that's where conflicts can start to happen. You get a lot of people that are so dedicated to the same thing. They lay their time, their lives, everything down for this goal. But if we can't see each other and celebrate both the differences and the power of each other's work, I think that's when partnerships really start to fall through. And so in DC, the thing that we've found that's most helpful is just talking to each other. It's just saying, like, what does a day in your life look like? Oh, actually that's different than what we do. It's cool. And now I understand when you can come in, when the other people can come in, when you start to understand each other's strengths and weaknesses, that's when you can really, form like a quilt and a blanket and an ecosystem to wrap around people. So I think that's it's sort of simple, basic principles of be curious, be generous, and lead with love.
And question for you, Jennifer, what do effective partnerships, patients, and violence interruption programs, crisis response?
Yeah, I don't think I'm an expert on that side. Like I said, for us, really, we're the group that's coming into the community to support really after something has happened, and we have a long way to go to get in and work with the communities beforehand. But because our resources are thin, and that's why we look to other programs, is finding ways that we can work together and prevention, corruption, and response. My goal in a lot of this in the backward side is to really help connect the schools and the different community agencies that are not really equipped to handle the things that are going on. So for me, I'm probably not the best expert in that question because we're really the response side of it. But what we see the struggle is schools are not equipped to handle what comes through that door afterwards. They're trying, but really there needs to be more resources from the community helping we're working too much in silos when it comes to that, but I know we're trying to improve that. But it really needs, we need to be working to better that so that, if something's happened, there's really a connection at the school level.
Randy, aside from money, that's always a lot. What is it that community-based organizations need to be able to collaborate best? It's almost to collaborate with this, what is the best way to approach that between CEOs and between other organizations like government organizations, universities who might not collaborate? How is best to do that, and where do you see barriers besides money?
One of the barriers that I see is the respect factor. Like, our outreach workers, our volunteer directors are doing with what countries can't do. Stunt rules. If you think about it, we're ambassadors for sides to stop or mediate conflict, tribalism, conflicts that's going on. I think that has to be respected it has to be, the information has to be out there, and then once the information is out there, have a better perspective on how this work is actually should be perceived. It's not we're going into the community where we're just spending time there and having conversations and just things are dying out slowly. No, it takes actual real work. It takes convincing. It takes replacing mindsets. It takes restoring hope to a hopeless neighborhood. It takes dealing with upstream issues. Then we got to go home. So the work itself, I feel like should be respected. And then the collaboration part with different CEOs, different organizations and things like that. I think that when we walk into a room, like me as a program manager, when I walk into a room, I do pride myself on being versatile, and being any from politics to the street corners. But oftentimes when we step into certain rooms, it's not viewed that we can be that way. It's almost viewed like because I don't have doctor in front of my name, like that I'm not. What I'm saying is not as important. And that's not the case at all. In fact, if you look at a lot of business people, whether they're Black, white, Asian, Spanish speaking, a lot of their business savvy come from the streets. And so if we who came from the streets have now reformed our life and we're giving back to our people and to our communities, then we, by definition alone, do have a PhD in a sense. So I think that the barrier is just understanding the work, and whether that means that it's communicated effectively, it's presented well, and also we can't solve everything. We're trying to, but we can't stop everything. We can't feed every family, we can't give everybody a job. And like you said, money, there's a very good book that I like, and it has this quote and it says, money answers all things. And sometimes I think we forget that money do have the answer to a lot of things. And I think that restricted collaboration will fall because if money is not a problem at the table in the collaboration, you can pinpoint it to a heart issue at that. So I digress.
That was just an aside. Money is always first. Always first. In this work, it would make it a lot easier for everybody. So, it was an aside. An aside. So as we think about the work that you all do, a lot of times we do intervention line, so the prevention line, and it's always toward the end of having safer community. And I'm curious, what does safer community mean to all of you? What is a safer community? What does that look like?
Community housing, it was just a lot of food, for them, negative mindsets, was like bad things. It's one for trouble. Basically. We need more positive mindsets. Just and you're doing the right things, like doing the right things. Yes. We're getting like good money. So look at things that we're doing. It's like, what do you do? Change. Things. a lot of people, so that really does care about you. So you might have to change to the other things.
See some shifts in paradigm, other mindsets.
Yeah, clap like something. My fault, right?
Speaking life to each other and as community members together, and seeing the beauty of one another and supporting and encouraging others towards that end. And recognizing people do make, changes toward being a better version of themselves. So kudos and claps to you for making that decision and working towards that. It's good seeing. I think, for me, it's about, an environment and a web that helps support each of our own best potential, and whatever that might be, and is, open and has the resources to help grow that. So whether that's safe places to walk and recreate, whether that's art spaces, whether that's even just not living in fear of having a contradictory opinion to somebody else. But I think all of those are how I define community, and in a sense also of care for each other, right? Not acknowledging the human and the weaknesses. Everybody has bad days, but instead of taking advantage, but you know, caring for that person.
I'm gonna sound repetitive, but I think it's, again, not being fearful of asking for help. A lot of times, I'm in the communities, nobody wants to talk about needing help or what they want or what they need, whatever that may be. And like we're saying, even with money, like food, truck, anything, I just wish that we could be able to be comfortable to ask for that help. That's kind of what I see.
Oh, man. I'm gonna try not to get in trouble. Let me say it like this. Stop handcuffing our hope. A lot of times, organizations and collaborations, even with local government, they give us hope and on rope. You know what I'm saying? You can do this, but you can pull this back. And to a people that has been systematically, and to a community also that's been systematically set up as a trap, and chronically, it's like being in a hamster wheel. You just run. The business feels like there's progress, but what's really taking place? Example, Jen said something about giving credit to where credit's due. Right? So the violence interruption program, Man Up, we've dropped crime in something, but it's not broadcasted on the media. You know what's broadcasted on the media? Oh, this store got robbed. This person got into a car accident. This young man is alive and is doing a lot better than when I met him a few years ago because of his own determination. Not just because he was surrounded by people who loved him and want more for him. He wanted more for himself. That's not celebrated. So it's like when we present people and present issues in our community, it's a trap. It's systemic. And the people who are running these systems have to be upfront about it. I cannot have a peace treaty with a hypocrite. I just can't. You gotta be genuine, you gotta be real. And stop handcuffing people's hope. You want us to be healthy, but then we can't get farmers market in the community. You want us to build community centers, but then that's limited on what we can do and how we can do it and how we run those things. It breeds more anger and chaos because you're showing me, like Tupac said, I know God has cursed me to see what it's supposed to look like, but I can't live it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Just take that because there's limits.
And I think that speaks to Jen, your point around why people ask for help, right? And we have an abundance of evidence over the course of history that says help always comes with strength. And are those strengths going to hang us? Is it worth asking for help? Is it worth inviting you into our community, to our homes, to our families? If we have more evidence than not that says you're going to hang with this
with this work. So, yes,
That's where the partnerships have to happen. I'll have the resources. You may not want to talk to me, but you get, how does that connection made, right? Because you spend a lot of times in school being frustrated that the people who want help can't put their hand out for help for that exact reason. And that's what these events are so important because the connections can be made. And while resources are out there, being able to put your hand out for help may not be comfortable to me or to my team or to anybody, but how do we make those things happen? And a lot of that can be done through kind of quietly handing it to the right organizations or the right programs to do that, still with a little bit of perspective of making sure everybody's okay.
just two questions, really quick, which we're gonna answer for everyone, so one to get some, audience questions. So, as, you know, we'll take it away in the space, so, one, what is the single most practical immediate action a community member or parent can take right now to support youth healing and safety? Or if you have, if you could leave the audience with one message, what would it be? And choose one or the other. Eric as well, so you can decide. Do you want to answer what's the single most practical immediate action a community member or parent can take to support the healing of youth and safety? Or what's one message you would leave the audience with? Okay. Would you want to be mine?
This is said a lot, but I believe people just say it. And I think if I wanted to leave with something, if it's something you just said that makes it kind of come around is it's okay to not be okay as long as you know what to do with that. And that's what we need to start working with our youth and with our communities about. You're not okay, what do we do about it? Because we say that a lot. And we're sitting here saying it, but we haven't put action to it. And I think that's where these programs are so important is if someone comes to you and says they're not okay, if you can't help them, find someone who can. That's where I see my job a lot of times. I'm not the one that someone maybe wants to speak to, but I'll get you the person. I'll find you someone. If we're going to tell people to say that and to respond, then we need to be able to provide that because they've taken the courage to do that. And I think that's kind of where we can all come around and figure out what does that.
Oh, I like that.
So I'm gonna cheat just a little bit because I think we're all citizens and we're all members of our extended family and then we're all individuals. So I'm gonna take one for each. I think as citizens, actually understanding the power of your voice and advocacy on city level, county level, state level is incredibly important. So stories matter, your vision matters, and that's how money flows and funding happens, and that's how things start to change. So as citizens, I would say don't underestimate your voice, even though it may seem like nothing. You sit in a sterile, weird building and sit in front of people that are on the podium, and but change happens slowly and sometimes happens in those spaces, in those rooms. And if we're not there, then they will never hear those stories and those voices. As a family, we haven't mentioned it very much, but I feel like I have to mention safe gun storage and safe firearm storage. So get locks, get biometric safes, store your firearms away from the ammunition. Like it's friendly fire and gun accidents in houses happen far more than any of us would like to know or think about. And then as an individual, I would just say, as we've all been saying, kind of going around, but leading with love and not being, not with fear, not with defensiveness, but trying to see each other and be curious and generous.
I would say the way that we can, families and everyone can help our young people is this. It's the power of belief. Everything we do as humans is stemmed upon the belief that we have in life, right? So if we believe that the young people, like the man would say, believe in positivity more so than keep pointing out the negativity. That can uplift the kid. What helped me perform me was somebody believed. Somebody realized Randy is more to you than toting guns and getting in fights and getting locked up. Randy, you have a future. Their belief in me made me believe in me. Because you know what I believed beforehand? I ain't gonna live this for 17. That was my belief. So my actions responded based upon what I believe. So we can change and uplift the belief of our young people and how they even view themselves. You know why people commit suicide? Because they didn't believe nobody loves them. They don't believe no one cares enough for them to be there. My older brother killed himself when I was 13. I walked in and seen him prayers on the floor. So I know what suicide feels like. I know what guns, shootings. I've lost loved ones in my hands from gun violence. I know, and it all comes back to this. What do you really believe? And I'm not talking religion. I'm talking about as humans amongst each other. What do you really believe? Do I believe that systems can change? Do I believe that as a program manager, me having a conversation with Jen in crisis response and building and strengthening that relationship? Do I really believe that's going to help the community? And based upon that belief is going to determine the partnership. And the same thing with our young people. Do I really believe the businessman that he is? Do I really believe the amazing young man he is, the amazing father he's going to be one day, the awesome husband he's going to be one day to a gorgeous woman? That belief that I have in him, if I'm constantly feeding that to him, guess what's going to happen? He's going to look in the mirror one day and be like, I am that.
I'm strongly against all young people need is an opportunity to show their wisdom. A lot of people don't have an opportunity for this. They sitting on the city, brother, something sitting on the block, just with a negative stuff. Because you get an opportunity to show you where's really, it's a little okay, are you okay, how are you? Okay, really,
So one of the audience questions, I don't know there. Somebody just make the audience, questions. Are there questions?
I just wanted to say, my God, man, you should be a motivational speaker, bro. Yeah, you got me wanting to go out and hear you talk.
Are we gonna send any volunteers, mentors? I'm free.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just give with Shanita right there and give her your information if you want to volunteer. For sure, we always use you. The good way.
Absolutely.
Does anybody have any comments, questions, concerns about any of the material before or for any of the speakers here at all?
Just a comment.
Okay,
And I've done some of this work, but I think the importance of collaboration is really something that we need to sit and talk about. We say people need to collaborate and we assume people know what that means. And that's a huge part of the problem. Someone needs to take the lead on pushing for this collaboration, talking through this collaboration, defining this collaboration. Otherwise, we're going to continue saying we need to collaborate. No one's taking the lead. No one knows what it means. And funding is a huge problem on both sides because a lot of funders have their own agendas, and that's a problem. And there's a lack of funding for people who are actually on the ground doing the work. But in terms of collaboration, we need to have conversations around what that means.
go ahead, Marlon.
No, I'm at my point with my perspective. So, I mean, I'm what Dr. Nicky said, yes, everybody wants a village, but on the side, some of us need to be villagers, show up to do work. So my question for the panel is, where can you find more information on, violence? So that way you can share that information out with other communities.
Well, actually four, ways to find. We have our Instagram account, Man Up, Facebook, our Man Up page, Health Department, broadcast our events as well. And if you leave us your contact information, cell phone number, and email, we will be happy to share all of our upcoming events with you, because to be honest, the community thrives when they see y'all show up. Even if y'all just chilling with your feet up, laid back, speaking to people, whatever, like they love that kind of engagement. There was a time where Anne Arundel County Police had, I think it's called PAC, and the PAC unit, and they was getting so much respect in the hood, so much respect. Just off of just being there alone, playing basketball with the kids, all of that stuff. And it made their jobs and their life easier because they had relationships. So please pull up to any events that we have, and we're more than willing to share all of those with you. But check out, and also the Kingdom Care website, as well. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, how y'all doing? I want to thank y'all for feeding me, so I think I should at least get up and say something. So I work with the electrical IBW, and so I work with an organization called the Electrical Workers Minority Coalition. This sort of runs in with this a little bit. And one of the things I was going to say is that I know, as myself growing up, I didn't really grow up in a really bad environment, bad neighborhood, but I saw a lot running in the streets and stuff. And I think a lot of stuff that's going on starts with the kids being bored. And so one of the things that I did, and one of the things I'm doing now with our organizations, we've adopted a school, trying to adopt more schools, and we go in and talk to them about the trades and stuff like that, because that was one thing that a lot of us grew up, never had any kind of acknowledgement of that. And when it comes down, you talk about money, stuff like that, that's what a lot of these kids are focused on and understand right off the break. So when you tell them what kind of career you have and what you can do with that career, how you can afford to get a house, because if you learn how to be, in my case, you learn how to be an electrician, you'll be able to learn how to put up, ceiling fans, do all those different stuff. When you start explaining that kind of stuff to the kids, that gets them started thinking about getting away from the stuff in the streets. But we got to keep on talking to them on a regular basis. Make sure you get an opportunity for these career days that these schools have. Take, like you said, volunteer your time, take the time and go in there and go in there and talk with these kids. Because for us, it really helps. Like I said, we get a lot of feedback from the kids, and we see that it's changing a lot of their environment. So one thing I wanted to ask you guys was that if in your areas where you are, do you have any accessibility to like multi-purpose rooms and stuff like that? Coming up in the summertime, I know for me growing up, the school would always open up the school. This has been years and years ago, but they used to open up the school and they would have like a little summer, program. We would go in, play checkers and all that kind of stuff like that. And basically all we needed was a room and maybe one or two adults to just sit there and make sure nobody in there fighting and flipping out. So is there any way that any of that stuff is going on in the community, or is that something available? Because I know you can still do a lot of what we do is the safe sanctuary stuff, and we're going to be around kids. So, all that can be done. Is that something that anybody's thinking about and what's happening?
Yeah, absolutely. We actually, that's part of the reason why we're able to drop the crime rate, is because the Center Center lets us use their room. They actually have a gym in there. And then we partner with another organization, Chase Your Dream Initiative, to which we have a basketball league in one of the neighborhoods that's keeping them occupied throughout the summer. Then we have an amazing relationship with the schools, whether it's Meade Middle, Meade High School, MacArthur, Meade Heights Elementary, Van Auckland. Like, we have this relationship with the schools. And so we do have activities throughout the summer to keep them busy and occupied. And then even one of our volunteer directors is a football coach. So a lot of the kids that he has in the football season, he brings them home and, do activities and stuff. And we do outings with the kids. Sometimes we take them out of the hood and take them to a baseball game, basketball game, do things like that. So we're very active. We want more. Don't ever think that. We want
Right.
more. The more the merrier, you know. So if we can get your information, we want to even
Oh, yeah, I can do that.
do our job readiness. We do a job readiness workshop. You can talk about your profession. Everybody starts with your system when kids.
Yeah, and I actually also, when I was listening, encourage, that people who commit to that kind of work, that you and your other electrician union people go and some places, kids who aren't in school. The ones, you know, the school programs are great, but a lot of them aren't at school. And so we're attendance is so intermittent that the day comes, they're not there. And so, you know, go to places where they're actually gonna be. Where's everybody's favorite fried chicken spot in the hood? Go there. Where is the barbershop everybody like? Go there. Like those are places where you can see the people and like meet them where they are and tell them about how you can become an electrician in 2 years, your earning potential, et cetera, what you can do. Because the people who, a lot of the kids who really need to hear it and need that uplift aren't in school. The school had been kind of like cycled them out long before. So I know we are out of time. Oh, just kidding.
Just have one
last question.
So I had a question. So number one, how can someone become a mentor? That's number one. And I feel like we're always saying out as the mental health resource in the area, which has become a very frustrating thing. I've been personally walking, doing what we call feet on the streets for about 3 years, I think. I think somebody probably knows that we've been around for 3 years. And I remember being on a call where everyone needed and wanted mental health therapy services. Not just mental health therapy services, but for people who look like us, sometimes we gotta relate to them. And it's been the hardest door open I've ever. I've been in Baltimore City a long, long time. I'm gonna say 30 years. And I can just walk into a community and turn it around. But in this community, it has been a little hard. So what I'm asking is, when I hear people say that they want to clench arms and we need to partner up and become, I mean, we finally got y'all KDK. Yeah. So it's 2 years will be. But I know that we are present. We have an amazing facility. We created specifically for Anne Arundel County a team drug program called the Breakthrough. Specifically because we were told drugs is a huge piece. But what I'm finding is, as we go to the door doesn't open. So I don't know who the gatekeeper is, but we're here. I know we're not the only organization. We just met. We already been working with Hope. They didn't even know it, but we have an organization. It's my team. I finally got a person in the community that is not just me by myself. This is Ms. Chanel. But what I'm saying is, I know we can do all this fight and all we want. We can do all this events and activities. But if we are not addressing the problem, which is 90% of the time, trauma, childhood trauma that becomes adult trauma, that leads to conviction, leads to generational trauma, we're going to be fighting this wall. It's not going to move. I mean, I know we're here. We have been working with the health department. We want to be a intern. I want to be what I got because I want to be.
So, take this, we are overtime. I want to thank the panelists for service. I'm coming to you from what you said. I want to thank the panelists. Let's give a round of applause. They really made the job. We want to thank them for coming out and taking time. Dr. Aaron, thank you. Jen, thank you. Randy, thank you. Terry, thank you. Summer, thank you. I appreciate it. I know you guys came long, had a short distance and some had a long distance. But before you guys get up the stage, to answer your questions, guys, Dr. Nick, to answer your question, to the gentleman in the back to answer your question. In doing this, we also have to show up. So when we have these events, we're just small and mighty. Yes, we're at the Anne Arundel County, work for the health department, work for government, but we're a small team. So when we're trying to get people in a room, it's not always easy.
And sometimes it's just getting the right people in the room so that you can have those conversations. So it's not only just about showing up, but it's also about responding. If I connect you to someone, then on the end, and if you come in a room, then you have a duty to respond so that we can make the work happen. Not just coming to the events and, asking questions and just showing up and then we leave and then we talk about collaborating, but then we don't see what gets to the next year. So when we're having these quarterly meetings, right, we ask for feedback because we really take your feedback and want to be able to implement different initiatives. We had our safe storage initiative. We did that because somebody brought it to the meeting and they thought it was a good idea. And then we tried it out. We tried with 3 libraries, distributing gun lots. And we quickly expanded and we did that because of what someone brought to the community meeting. And then we came together, we got library buy-in, they wanted to partner with us. They believed in it, you have to get buy-in. You gotta get people to believe in what you believe in, and if they don't believe in what you believe in, then nothing is gonna happen, and nothing is gonna shift or move. But what I see, and why I said we gotta stop moving in silos is because that's what I see. I'm not from Anne Arundel County, I'm not even from Maryland, so it's even harder for me trying to connect because I come from a bigger city. So the way we do things there is not the way things are done here. So what I bring here is not necessarily the same. So I try to just start fresh because some of the things that I know that work there is not going to work here. So I need you to come to tell me what's going to work here. So when we have feedback forms, we don't ask for feedback just to ask for feedback. We really want to hear what you have to say so that we can see what we can do. So we talk about funding. Unfortunately, we can get into that, but we have a government where we know funding is short, but what can we do with what we have? Because we can talk about funding all day, I ain't it's gonna come, but we know what we can do, so we have to work with what we got. So, I want to thank everyone, please give us your feedback. We're gonna announce the raffle, but I really do mean this, when we have events, please share it. Give people a room. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised at the conversation you had with somebody. I say word of mouth is powerful. Cyrus, I've been working with you, and to answer your other part of your question, we are expanding into North County for a violence interruption program in Brooklyn Park. We are in the process of going around and doing information sessions just to inform the community about what it is and what it's about. And so for the next couple of months, we are going to be working on doing that and pushing out information and looking for community organizations to oversee the program. So keep your eyes out because these are the things that you can be able to inform people, to get people in the door to do this work and to be able to tap into this work. So please follow our little website, stay up on the emails, reach out to me. I'm when it comes to emails, I'm gonna respond. You might email me and I might respond in 1 minute, but if you got a lot, then you may have to wait till the next day, and I will respond. So, thank you again, and I can get someone to bring me the box with the raffle, so we can do that, because I think that's tired of us for the night, but I appreciate y'all.
Good job. Good job.
Thank you. So this day, I'm gonna make sure that I see me shaking and I'm being fair. Do we have the box with the raffles, the papers? Oh, you have it, okay. All right, anybody else? And this is for the biometric lockbox, okay? I'm big on safe storage.
There you go.
I'm not even gonna pick it up. I'm not gonna put somebody in the crowd. It's a beautiful box. I'm not gonna, but it is very nice.
You don't got a weapon,
They got a key, got your fingerprint. Sound like somebody. If we have some youth in the room, I'm gonna have them do it, but. Yeah.
It's like I'm doing it.
This is how you gonna, this is how you shake this for us.
For real. There you go. It's a really good.
I'm taking a pain on the side.
Like you're about to annoy somebody. Oh, carry on.
Did I shake?
Yes, you did.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Y'all need, so y'all don't be mad with me. Y'all gonna have some rules and all of that. Oh, I appreciate y'all. Look at that. And the winner is.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes, we got this one here. Daisy Zapata.
Daisy, be on the call.
You put your jewelry.
All right. So where's the red flag? So I'm already next to we do have, we thought we was gonna be, it was gonna be youth friend, but the youth friend comes, so.
Yep, I agree.
We got some different, we just don't ride for the other one. Yeah. Oh, that's true. That is true. You know what? I'll take that back. See, the panelists that I just need to use the double portion. I'm sorry.
Right.
Over. Listen, I see you. I hear you. And I'm gonna be honest. I've been you. I may be a girl, but I've been raised in and moving before the nicer housing in New York City. So I get it and I understand. And we're here and I want to thank you personally for coming out here. Continue doing what you're doing. Continue to walk the path. It's not easy, but you got this. You got this. Good night, y'all. Thank you.
He's coming. Oh. Yeah, he's going to get in the picture.
Anisha, how you doing today? Thank you so much for coming out.
I'm being able to.
Hey, how you doing? That's one. Can we get everybody just to come up? Yes. Everybody. That would be great. Yeah. Quick one, real quick, please.
Appreciate it.
Picture moment.
It'll take me a couple of seconds to get the picture. The faster we come together, the better.
Keep saying it.
I don't want to
Say it.
My name.
Photo.
Oh, I'm gonna go up there and get it.
Okay.
All right, don't be shy, everybody. Come on. We're gonna take a group picture. All right, y'all can hop on the stage.
Hit my line, hit my line.
I like that we're on that work right now. Let's make it real quick. Yeah. So you know you back. Get up in there, please. I'll share the picture. Everybody in there. Miss Shanetta. Come on, girlfriend. How we doing today? I'm doing good. All right, amazing. Shanita, right? I know you told me to swear, but you keep the face in the eye. All right. Oh, hold up. Can you guys run again? We need
What happened?
half of the group up on the stage. So, good job. Better hit click.
It's interesting to me.
All right, you guys ready? All right.
Are we too low here?
Bro, you are A-okay. 1, 2.
Come on.
I want to not damn thing. Ain't no rush, just go ahead. Nah. He know my heart. He know my heart. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's a good picture too. All right, I got one more.
Oh, yeah.
Stop
Yeah, I'm a
breathing.
little clumsy, so I can't move that much, okay? Oh, this nice. There we go. All right, thank you guys.
Can I get a copy of that picture?
Huh? Oh yeah, I forgot how you do your pictures. And drafts. You don't even do other pictures.
I almost started stealing some of y'all quotes. I was like, let me say them for another day.
Wait a minute, wait, no.
Oh yeah, Shanae.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, thank you. You're welcome.
Hey, look, listen, you worry about something else.
Yeah.
You got that. You got that.
No, I like taking pictures stuff, but
Where you at?
all right.
Oh, we send our people up there to get their hairs. You know what I mean? Hey man. Okay. Yeah.
You like too much. Oh. Anybody? On fire.
Yeah.
We just put the table back.
Oh yeah, I set the conference. I just some people still want to.
Next time, not on regular every day.
Yeah, she said give her 5 more minutes.
It was still on.
Huh?
And you want that?
What? Yeah, I picked my picture.
I put all the other ones in my bag.
Thank you.
You can post this.
Yeah.
Put this on Man Up page.
Nah, it's okay.
You know what?
Respect card. What we doing? We can go sit in the car until his Uber pull up. You feel me? You feel me?
Yeah, the stripper.
How that's where my other one at? You ate it?
No, I gave it.
Oh, all right.
I was trying to find when you was at.
Oh no, you good, you good. They was about to take some more. before we
Reset
did.
it.
Hey, what's going on, man?
So, yeah, I just let you know, like I said, I'm out of Washington DC, local,
Okay.
as far as the IBW. But like I say, if y'all need anything, like I said, what I do is our little group. I talk to the middle school kids,
Okay.
but our larger group, that they actually join apprenticeship training committee. They go to the high schools. We're a little subgroup there, but like I said, we're a minority coalition. Talking. So we do, yeah. So we've been trying to, just. But it's unfortunate. Yeah, I know. I just gave it to a young lady. I wrote down one of them, and but I don't have no cards. I hadn't planned on.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure what this was.
Right, Jim. Even if we do a collaborative strategy, whatever.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. How we can.
You know what the IBW stands for?
Nah.
Okay. Okay. International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. I think you remember that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, to me, that's what a lot of what's going on. And like, I mean, we all grew up with the same stuff. You know what I mean? I used to go to DC Street, and it's just boring. I mean, that's it. Now we get like I think get into the summertime, man. I mean, that's all these.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of sisters being bored, doing something.
Hey, Randy.
That's
I appreciate it.
Voice of the streets, man. You need to start rapping.
Nah, I'm